Okay, so this is just a quick video going over what you're going to be asked to do in your one variable data project. So on our Schoology page, if you scroll down, this is probably meta because this is going to be right here. You go down to statistics. Under class notes and homework assignments, you now have a link for one variable data project instructions. Let's open that up, and I'm basically just going to talk through these. So for this project, you're going to use data analysis to look at single variable data. This is very similar to what we did on our one homework assignment, where I looked at, the average high temperature in Minneapolis over a 20-day window. Some of you did other things, but we're going to take that and then expand it. So you can choose that same data, or you could pick something completely new. But we are going to look at more data values. So you need between 50 and 100 values. Remember, this could be from the world of sports, finance, cars, food, politics, really whatever you want. But we want between 50 and 100 values. So more data points than we had on that homework assignment. The main piece of this is you're going to be giving a presentation to the class about all of your data from what you chose. So you're going to present in front of the class, should be between 3 and 6 minutes. You can use a slideshow, a poster. Really, I'd leave it up to you, any kind of visual medium so we can see your graphs, charts, etc. Here are the requirements in that presentation and on that poster presentation. First of all, in the introduction, you need to define what you're talking about, explain where it came from, why you chose it. Please include all links to the data. So if you're doing like sports data, give me the link to where you found that information. Please give any background information because not everybody knows what certain abbreviations mean. Like if you're playing a video game and somebody says KD, not everybody knows what that means. Or if you're talking about baseball, RBIs, not everybody knows what that means. So help us out as the audience with what you're doing. And then talk about how you gathered the data. Was that free of bias? Or if it wasn't, identify sources of potential bias and just kind of talk through that. Once you have all your data, you're going to organize it into a frequency distribution table. This could be grouped if you have a lot of data points that are spread out, so you'd be able to choose your own class width. But you're going to have a table with your data, and then you're going to choose 2 different graphical forms to represent your data. So you could do a pie chart, you could do a histogram, a box plot, whatever you want. Make sure that, I guess, it makes sense for your data, but otherwise it's pretty much up to you, just a visual representation of your data. When you present that, you're going to be explaining the different aspects of the graph that you find interesting, sort of trends that you might see, basically talking through the graphs. You're also going to include numerical summaries. So this would be, you need your mean, median, mode, range, standard deviation, 5-number summary, explain how that would impact your data, and mention what information might be helpful to understand why these data points are the values that they are. So you're going to find those items, mean, median, mode, range, standard deviation, and the 5-number summary. Those are required. And talk through those in your presentation. And then finally, to wrap up, you should include the following, but you can do more than this in your conclusion. You should explain why you chose the graphical forms to represent your data. Describe your data in your own words, how it might be correlated or not correlated. Is your data normally distributed or close to normal? And then tell us something you learned about this data set from doing the project. That's really it. And you can expand further beyond that if you want, but that's pretty much it. As far as being graded, it's out of 28 points. This would be in the summative category. You just need to include everything I asked in the introduction, statistical graphs, numerical summaries, conclusion, and then just your general presentation. So you want to stay within that 3 to 6 minute time frame. You want it to be engaging, and then I put professional in quotation marks because you do not need to wear a suit, but I also don't want you to get up there and just make jokes the whole time. So try to communicate with us your data. That's going to be a part of your grade. So if you come up there super unprepared, that's going to impact your overall grade. It's a speech that you're giving, essentially, just talking through your data. But you can look through this rubric in more detail. I will be back next week, so please hit me up with any questions as we work through this.